big intros as well. As an Irish person, we're taught to hate ourselves, so I'm going to start from zero. I died 12 years ago. Fuck. Why did I just say that? What a stupid thing to say. There I am in front of 30 other strangers in Brazil, and they asked me, why did I travel halfway across the world from Ireland to this jungle in the middle of Brazil with all these strangers, with this indigenous tribe, to do this plant medicine? And I don't know why I just fucking said I died 12 years ago. The truth is, my mum died 12 years ago. And I feel like I kind of died as well. But what a stupid thing to say. And while I'm thinking about a stupid reason to give, I'm like, all these other people here in front of me, they gave such good reasons for traveling halfway across the world. I had one woman, and she said her sister died, but right after they had had an argument. And her sister was driving to her house to apologize when another car hit her. That's a good reason, right, for traveling halfway across the world, to heal yourself. I had another couple, and they were having fertility issues. They've tried every which way, and they just can't conceive. Another man, and he's had cancer 3 times, and he lives in constant fear of the cancer coming back. I'm sat there around the fire with all these people, and they've got, like, really cool trauma. You know? And I'm 35, and I can't get over the fact that my mom died 12 years ago. Like, for fuck's sake, Aoife, get over it. You know, what am I just crying about my mom dying? And they all look so good, right? When you do ayahuasca, this plant medicine, you have to come prepared for ceremony, right? So they tell you in advance, pack white clothes. And they all look like Amazonian princesses, right? They have these beautiful white gowns, and we have to get our face painted. And the indigenous women spend like hours painting our face ready for war. And they look fucking gorgeous, right? So I got my face painted too, but the thing is, I'm Irish. And my body can't stand the Brazilian humidity. So after about 10 minutes, the face paint starts to spill down my face. And now I look like some sort of like nightmarish character. And I asked them, can I wash it off? And they're like, no, sacred. So now it's just halfway down my face. And it's so terrifying that once I asked somebody where the toilet was, you went, oh! And I'm not wearing a white gown either, because I don't have a white dress. Because I traveled with Air France and they lost my fucking luggage. And of course, me being me, I didn't pack anything, not one single thing in my hand luggage. I didn't even pack one single pair of underwear. So I arrived to Brazil, I almost missed my flight as well. I get there, and no one else but the fucking shaman, right, comes to pick me up in his Jeep, right? And we're halfway there, and I was like, excuse me, how far away is the jungle from the airport? And he was like, about 3 hours. I was thinking to myself, well, I have 3 hours, you know, to get a pair of underwear, right? So at one point I was like, look, I need some underwear. And he was like, what? I was like, I lost my suitcase. I need to get knickers, underwear. And he was like, oh, there's a shopping mall here. I was like, perfect. So we pull in and we go to a shopping mall. I'm shitting myself because I'm walking with this spiritual guide who spent 20 years, you know, working on his spiritual life, not to pick out a pair of fucking knickers for me. So we're in the shopping mall and we're walking in. I just think, like, I'll go in, I'll get the underwear, we'll get out, it'll be fine. So we walk in, and bear in mind, I'm in Brazil, and they have such a thing as butt sizes. Do you know your butt size? I don't know my butt size. Spent 35 years not knowing my butt size. So I walk in, and of course, I don't speak Portuguese. My guide speaks Portuguese and English. And the women in the shop ask him in Portuguese, what's her butt size? And he looks at me and he's like, they want to know what your butt size is. I was like, I'm from Ireland, we don't do butts. Like any kind of butts, not butt sizes, not butt sex, no butts. And then they went like this. So the 2 women and the spiritual guide and they all decided together what my butt size was. For reference, they got it wrong. Because for the entire week of the retreat, my arse just ate the underwear that they gave me. So there I am, around the campfire with all these fucking beautiful strangers with their beautiful bodies and their beautiful dresses and their beautiful trauma, and I have my face paint spilling off me and the thong is going up into my anus. And I'm not wearing a white gown, and I said I have nothing, I have no white dress, and I'm sharing a room with this beautiful German girl, right? She's 26, and you know you're getting old when you're just offended by youth. Just hated her. So she has these high cheekbones and this glossy blonde hair, and nothing bad has ever happened to her, you know? And she's like, oh, and she looked at the bed sheet. And she's like, oh, but we could just use this bed sheet. You would look so pretty in this bed sheet. So she cut a hole in the bed sheet and pulled it through, and now I look like some sort of budget Halloween costume greeting Mama Aya. And then the next question comes. What do you do? I hate this question. I'm 35, and I feel like at 35, I should have my life figured out. I should be so proud. I should stand in front of a room full of 200 people and proudly say what I do, but I don't want to say it. I could say I'm a teacher, but the truth is I teach English as a foreign language, and there's nothing wrong with that job, but usually it's a job that people do in between other jobs while they're thinking about the jobs that they want to do. So I've been doing an in-between job for 12 years. I haven't even gone back to study real teaching. I could have been a great teacher, but I just was waiting. I've spent my whole life waiting for my life to happen. So I've just been in the in-between for 12 fucking years. I don't even have a contract. I'm paid hourly. So then they all start to tell me what their jobs are. And I'm really hoping some of them are losers like me. And then they say things like a writer, a yacht dealer. I've never even seen a yacht. And of course, Miss Perfect German 26-year-old is a fucking dancer. So I go to tell them that I'm a teacher. And I open my mouth, but I feel my body collapse behind my words. And all of a sudden, I think I hear myself say, I'm a teacher, but I also do a bit of acting. I was like, what the fuck? Why did I say that? I haven't acted since I was 19 years of age. Like, who keeps talking about shit that they did before they were 20? The thing is, I did love acting. I remember when I first stepped on stage, I became this other thing. I became this animal, this beast with no name. I was able to pretend I didn't have a dad with rage problems. I didn't have a mom who was on the brink of an anxiety attack or a brother who had cancer. I just became something else. I became confident and free from poverty. I just became this other being. I remember the first day I made someone laugh. I was 7 years of age. And we were in second class, and Gary Kavanagh, who's the class clown, he was running around, and all of a sudden he ran accidentally into the corner of a table and it hit him, his balls. And he went, oh, right? And the whole class started jeering at him. And they're like, ha, 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 ha. And all of a sudden I saw his face burn red, and I felt this guilt, and I thought I have to do something. So all of a sudden I decided to make fun of the teacher. And I went, oh, Gary, you shouldn't do that. And all of a sudden, the whole class stared at me. And they started laughing at me. And Gary started laughing at me, too. And I felt this electricity up my spine. It felt like fireflies colonizing my mind. And all of a sudden, I felt some kind of aliveness. I went home that day. I must have told my mother. Because after that, I was enrolled in every single drama school, every pantomime class. When I was old enough, there was a drama school in the city, an hour drive away. And I begged her to let me go. It was expensive, it was far away, and she took me. Now, bear in mind, she was a single mother. We had 4 in the family, so she had 3 other children at home. And she would spend her only day off on a Saturday driving me 1 hour in, and she would wait in the car reading her book for 2 hours, and then she would drive me 1 hour home. And in the car, I remember she never once complained. She would just pop Van Morrison on, and she would have her bangles tapping away, always out of beat. on the steering wheel. And she never once complained. And I never once said thank you. This sheet is starting to really itch here now with all these people. My friends think I'm brave for coming here. They keep telling me how brave I am, you know? My mom died, and then all of a sudden I had to come back and take care of my younger siblings, and they're like, you're so brave. I don't think I've done one brave thing in my life. Some friends think I've joined a sex cult in Brazil. I don't think they quite understand what ayahuasca is. But I remember